We are live. Hey, good afternoon. It's Coach Manny. Let me get this thing figured right here and we'll get rolling. I had to change chairs because the other one was making way too much noise. Hey, are you fired up today? We got a heck of a topic today, and I'll try not to go too long. We'll try to get it rolling just right for you. But today we want to talk about upsell, cross sell, and resell. Three of the ways you can build your company beyond belief, especially if you're in an industry or you're in a business and you got a lot of customers already and you have a number of products. Wow, I think so many times people miss this tremendous opportunity. So that is what we're going to focus on today. As always, I'm excited to have you here with us. Um, you know how that goes. Um, but we spend so much time and effort and energy on those new customers, and so many times we forget, wow, there's some great opportunity right here. If you got that good base of customers, then let's figure out how we're going to work it. And today, we're going to introduce you to three keys to help you make that work. And so we'll get there in a few minutes. You know who I am. You know why we're here. This is a live show, Coach Manny, and we're here every week at noon. And I know we weren't here last week, and I got to confess, we didn't shoot last week, and it was my fault because, well, we'll get there another day. Anyhow, we're sponsored by 90 Days to Your Success, which is a great tool to help you get more done in 90-day modules all year long. But we'll talk more about that a little bit later. I'm Coach Manny Nowak, and I help business owners to double their sales. That's my big, um, I guess you could call it claim to fame, right? That's what I focus on. But that's what I do is I work on helping business owners to double their sales because I think if you can do that, it's just plain tremendous. Uh, I work with strategy, I work with tactics, and I work with the execution and accountability. It's all about action, isn't it? Knowing what to do and getting it done. I do one thing, and that is I ignite your company by using what we call that 90-day method, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. But the point is, when you can get stuff done in 90-day modules, you will be amazed. I actually use the process myself, and I've used it on a number of customers, and wow, watch what happens. So if you're struggling with generating business, let us get you on the track. If your team is off peak, let's clean it up, overhaul it, get it working correctly. And if you need, maybe you just need to hire new salespeople. Maybe you need to hire a new sales rep. Maybe you need to hire your first sales rep. Doesn't matter. I've been helping people to build an effective sales process for over 20 years now, and we can make it happen for you. Today's question on the table, right? What are we here for today? That's where we'll start. That's where we always like to just kick it loose here. And today's question is very simple. How do I more effectively upsell, cross sell, and resell? Remember, you spend a lot of time trying to get new customers, yet there's so much in your bottom line base that you can take and work. And that's what we want to help you with today. And we want to help you make it happen in your business. Please share this podcast with, oh, I'm sorry. Well, you might be listening to us on a podcast, but if you're listening to us live, please share this live broadcast with some people out there. We'd love to, we just love to build our audience out there and get to more people. And I'll do a few shout outs here. I see my friend Dave's with us. Dave, good to see you out there. Welcome to today's podcast. Patricia and my friend Mike who is out there. And thanks for joining us. Um, let me see. Now, I think that's all. We won't do too many um, shout outs today, but it's it's great to have an audience out there. You know, a lot of times I don't know who's out there because you're watching, and some of you are signing in, and some of you are not. But um, we get a lot of shares on this show, and if you miss the show, you can always catch it on Facebook. You can always catch it on iTunes because we actually turn this into an audio podcast. So if you don't have time to watch the video, watch us on audio. But let's get going with the show today because you know I probably talked enough so about who we are and what we do. So number one, let's talk about upsell. Now, in a pure sense, upsell is simply taking a customer who's purchased something. They're already a customer. They're buying a product or service that you sell, and they're buying it at a certain level from you. And what we want to do is we want to move them to a higher level, a better product, a more intense product, a more applicable product, and of course, a product that's going to generate more revenue. And we already probably do this at the time of sale because we effectively have taught many people that, when I sell something, if there's a possibility I could upsell them, I do. But we don't do it later in the process. And that's where I think we're missing so much money in our business. The customer may have been using your product, and now you're going back to connect with them, and you got to really say, what could I do with this customer? They're at level one. We got to move them up somehow, right? So some of the things that we might ask is, um, you're really growing. I think it's time that we looked at the next level of solution for you. Or I might just add, are you happy with the product or do you need more? Now that you've had a chance to work with our service, is there something even more that we could do with for you? And that's just such an open question. Or I might start with something like, with the expansion you got coming, I know you got a new building, I know you're opening a new branch, I know you're doing this. It's a good time that we might think about moving you to the next level. Because here's what happens, and this is what you don't ever want to happen. And I know I can see you cringe out there when I say this. It's like, I'm sorry, Manny. We went to these other guys because their product did so much more. I never knew you could do all that. Like take the ice pick and stick me in the eye. Right? I know that's a little rough. Sorry, but that's how we feel at times, isn't it? When our competition comes in and takes our customer because we didn't work on the upsell and we didn't do it correctly, and we know we should have. So take time to understand how people are currently using your product, where they're going, how they might look forward. And this is all know, like, touch, be there. It's all about customer service. It's all about the sales rep. And especially if you're in an industry where A, you got a lot of customers, B, you have a lot of products or service, man, you could spend all your time doing this and generating more revenue for you and for the company. So let's take time to understand it. Sometimes I know there's salespeople out there who hesitate because they don't want to bug the customer, right? If you're worried about that, you might be in the wrong business. I hate to say that, but we never bug. We always inform, we educate, and we help. So don't hesitate because you're trying to sell the client more. Forget it. You're trying to sell the client something they can use to be even more effective, to be even more productive, to be even more successful. So I, I tell you, never hesitate, never worry about taking that client up another level with a product, because if you feel from what you've learned that this could help them, then you've got to move them there. I mean, if you didn't move them there, that wouldn't be very right of you as their trusted salesperson. So that's upsell. That's upsell. That's taking you're selling them you sold them a level one, now you're moving to level two or level three. You sold them um, a beginner and now you're selling them up. So that's upsell. And I really encourage you to look at your base. And one of the things we did on the Entrepreneur Toolbox this morning, which is our private Facebook group, is we talked about how to actually do this. So I'll just plug that for a minute. You can go out and look at the Entrepreneur Toolbox on CoachManny.com, and you can see how that Facebook group is a private group. And every week at 11 o'clock Eastern time, we do a training, but we do a lot more hands on there. So this morning we showed people how to actually do an upsell. So if you want to join that group, just check us out. Now, all right, so that's the upsell. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, and I'm having a hard time, I'm sorry. I've been practicing for a keynote I'm working on, and I've been spending way too much time, I think, talking, and I'm losing my voice. So with me for 1 minute there. All right, let's talk about cross sell. And cross sell, the next piece, is simply taking a customer who buys one type of product or service and selling them other things that you have in your bag of tricks. Now, that's all that cross sell is. You got a customer, they're buying one thing from you, and you have so much more that you could sell. They initially bought this service from you and they liked it. Now, you need to go back and see if you can sell them one of the many other things that you have. You now have access to them because they're a customer. They know, like, and trust you. And now is the time you could sell them more stuff, because why do we hesitate doing that? If you take time to understand their business, this becomes a natural process. You could say, so I see you're using product A. Did you also have a need for these other type of products that we carry? I see you're buying service A from another company. Have you ever considered looking at our offering in this area? We also supply that, and I know you're happy with what you have already. Based on what I see, you could really use this service to help you. Those are things you got to be asking out there today. Again, never do you want to hear those words, do you? I know. I didn't know you carried that product, Manny. Gosh, I would have bought it from you rather than that other company. Geez, I feel really bad about that. Uh, that's like the crusher, isn't it? When somebody says that to you, you say, "Oh my gosh, what did I do? I messed up here. I didn't get to the customer like I should have." And rightfully so. You should be mad at yourself because you shouldn't be knowing the needs of your customer, and your customer should know the variety of products you have, and they should know that if they need anything in this area, they need to get a hold of you. But you need to be a lot more proactive than that by continuously putting that stuff in front of them so that they can be successful. Okay, now the third one, and this is the one that I really have some passion for. But first, let's take a commercial break just for a second and talk about our sponsor, 90 Days to Your Success. Now, the question to you all out there is, what if you had a tool that could help you get things done faster, more consistently, and achieving greater results? What if you could cut down the time you're thinking about or procrastination? What if you could produce consistently greater outcomes? Now, 90 Days to Success is that product. 90 days to your success. How to get more done in less time. How to break your year into 90-day brackets and to achieve tremendous success. What we do is we look at things from an execution standpoint. What can I get done in the next 90 days? And it's so easy. You get your hands around stuff and you start to really feel, wow. I'm telling you, even my own, I'm in the fourth quarter now of using this product, and I'm looking at the year and I'm saying, this is really going to be the best year ever already, and we're not even through the quarter yet. Why? Because in the modules, I've been able to achieve so much in those first 3 90-day increments. You got to take a look at it. Get a hold of me if you have a question. We'll talk about it. You know, successful people do get done more before noon than most people get done all day. So if you're ready for 90 days to success, you're ready to get more done, you're ready for more free time, you're ready to dump the frustration, you're ready to spend more time with those you love, with your family and friends, this is a tool for you. Just type in 90 days to your success.com and you'll be there. Or go to Coach Manny. It's there as well. So let me get to my favorite piece here, which is resell. This is point 3. And what we're talking about here is getting a customer back who used to buy from us, but is no longer buying or is no longer active with us. They bought from us in the past, and for some reason, they're not buying anymore. You might not even have been with the company when they were a customer. They might be unhappy where they are, and they would love to come back. I mean, when I have an opportunity to talk to some customers and they say, "Gosh, it's great you called me. You know, I've been thinking about you guys, but I didn't know whether I should come back or not." Yes, exactly. I get like blown away when I hear that stuff. Um, they might be unhappy where they are and they would just love to come back. They might have just fallen off the grid. They might have had a relationship with somebody here who's gone now. I tell my clients when we're working on this process, these are gold. Get the past customer list out and start working them. Yeah, some of them might, you might run into a customer who was very unhappy and, you know, has that grouchy thing going on about, "Well, I'd never deal with you guys again. Do you have any idea what happened?" But you know what? Most of them aren't there. And if I'm new to a company as a salesperson, one of the first questions I ask is, can I have a list of all the people who used to buy from you? Sometimes that's all I need, and I can end up being the top salesperson. Get the list, connect with the people, and tell them how much you miss working with them. Yeah, it's a humbling experience. Maybe they didn't get along with the old buyer, but now there's a new one. Perhaps they've changed and now they really need the product that we have. Perhaps we've changed and we now have a better product to service their needs. Until you reach out and go back, you don't know. Man, these are some people that I should and could and would be working with. So, I've watched companies grow astronomically working in these 3 pieces and becoming effectively. It starts a process today that you can really energize your sales and take your numbers way up. Plus, a lot of this can now be automated. You can do so much of this through automation. It's just plain amazing. Upsell, cross sell, resell are 3 of the greatest ways to increase your profit and build your company. And again, we always ask, what if you could increase your sales? What would you do? Well, one of the things we talk about is doubling your sales. That's how we go. And one of the greatest tools we have today is 90 days to your success. It helps you get your hands around this process. It helps you get your hands around the resell, upsell, and and yeah, cross sell processes because you start to make them part of your plan. Remember, knowing what to do every day and executing it will make you so much more successful. I love being here every week with you. If you miss us live, please watch the recorded version or watch us on uh, our podcast every week. Targeted lead generation. Get out there, check out targeted lead generation. And let me just leave you with 90 days to your success.com because I really would like to see you out there. I'd like to see you get into the process. I'd like to see you create even more success than you already have. This is a coach. Hey, it's always a pleasure being here Friday. Again, I apologize for not making it last week, but I'm excited that we're back this week, and we'll try to be here every Friday at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks. I see some more people. Let me a couple more shout outs. Who else? John, Tony. Hey, good to have you guys here too. I'd like to give you all a shout out. One final point. Don't forget the Entrepreneur Toolbox. Check it out on our website. We're actually going to spend time. We spent time today working on Upsell. Next week, we're going to do some hands-on cross-sell and then hands-on resell. It's a good group to be in if you really are moving to double your sales. Coach Manny saying, I'll see you again next week.